Hey everybody, Greg Ray here with Outdoor Solutions Long Range Shooting Schools, and we're going to bring you another shooting tip here on a range down in Texas. All right, so y'all have probably seen some of our other videos where we've shown you how to get comfortable and how to get steady in other shooting positions. We've done prone, we've done standing off of a tripod, we've done seating with a tripod, and we've shown you some of the different tricks and tips that we give our students during our long range shooting schools. One of them that we haven't covered is one that doesn't come up too terribly often, but when it does, you need to know what you're doing because it happens really fast, and that's the offhand shot. We practice it quite a bit here, and we actually teach it in our class on day 2 because it is, an actual hunting scenario, and that's what we put everybody through whenever they go through our long-range shooting classes. Obviously, it's not going to be at a very long distance, typically 100 yards and in, at least shooting at an animal. That's the furthest that I would shoot at one. And most times it's hard to get them to stand still for a very long period of time when you're at that kind of distance. So what I want to do is just cover a couple of tips and show you all what we do and how we teach it during the class. So one of the things that we want to talk about on shooting offhand, freehand, whatever you want to call it, is the stance. So I don't know if you guys have seen like in a biathlon in the Olympics, and you see them and they've got this kind of completely, like if my target is here and they're completely sideways to it, and they've got this elbow in here and they've got this one in here, and they're kind of leaning like this. Well, we've actually had people come to our school, but just because they hadn't been taught, they maybe have seen something along those lines on YouTube or whatever. Whenever they're doing that during the Olympics, two things. One, they've got a specialty jacket on that is very tight. 2, the rifle that they're shooting is a .22 long rifle that has 0 recoil. So if you try to stand in that position and you're hunting elk and you've got a 300 Win Mag and you're already leaned back, you can guess what's going to happen. It's going to throw you off. So whenever we do that during our class and somebody tries that, that is exactly what happens. They get off target and they have no chance of getting back on target because the recoil has thrown them off. So another stance that you guys probably see is a lot of the AR guys, the tactical guys. You see them square up. Their feet are pretty even and they're squared up, chest forward. I get to work with a lot of cool guys, a lot of former military guys. The reason that they do this is so that their plates are forward, their body armor to protect them. Obviously, if they're sideways, this is all exposed, all their vitals, so the enemy hits them, it's not good. So this way, plates forward, so whenever they're clearing a room or whatever it is they're doing, their plates will take the hit instead of them. So that's the reason for this with an AR platform. That is very uncomfortable with a bolt rifle whenever you're hunting. So the position is really more of, it's kind of cliche to say, but it's really more of a fighting stance. So you've got one foot in front of the other one back just a little bit. And you're not completely squared up to your target. You're still off just a little bit. And then as far as your hand position goes, actually we'll just grab the rifle here. As far as your hand position goes, with it, I am clear with my rifle. You're in your fighting stance position, but then instead of your arms completely tucked in here, what that does, see how the buttstock is off of my shoulder, but if I square up more towards my target, now I've got a nice pocket right here that you can pull it into, and just a slight lean forward and pull the rifle into you. So what I'm going to do, that's pretty much what the stance looks like. What I'm going to do, I've got the Tacticam FTS here, and I've got the Spotter LR going. So what I'm going to do, obviously I'm going to have the Spotter LR on the target itself. I've got a gong out at 100 yards, and then with the FTS, you can see what I'm seeing, and what you're going to notice is that it is not steady. It's not a steady position at all. But some of the things that we teach during the class will at least help you get on target, because obviously we're shooting for vitals. That's what we're going for here. And one of the techniques that we teach, we'll do some dry fire here in a second too, but one of the things that we teach is, just say that that elk steps out in front of you, is that you start above your target. And then as you're looking through, and you come down on top of your target, and as soon as those crosshairs get on where you think the vitals are, that's when you squeeze the trigger. And you're gonna squeeze a lot faster than you would sitting at a bench. So I'm gonna get everything set up. I'm gonna turn on the spotter LR and the FTS, and then we'll continue on so you guys can see what I'm seeing. Now I am not live yet. We're just gonna do some dry fire, chambers clear. So that elk walks out. You wanna get in in the stance that I was talking about, and then that elk comes in. Actually, you know what? So I'm gonna back up again. I left something really important out, and we teach this. There's actually another video that I've done on this also on how to hunt with a second focal plane optic. One mistake that we see hunters make more than any other is I've got a 6-24 power optic here, and people walking around whenever they're hunting will have this on full power. So I'll show you the difference. Right now I am on I'm on 6 power, which is the least magnification that this one has. And you can see I've got a great field of view here, right? So if you're walking around on full power at 24 and I'm trying to find that target, I can't see too much around it. So if I shoot at that animal, after the recoil, I'm more than likely I'm not going to know if I hit, if I missed, where I hit, if I did, and where the animal went. So first thing for these close shots, turn your magnification all the way down. So now I get in the stance I was talking about. I'm able to get in that pocket on my shoulder, get over on top of that target. I want to start squeezing. Because you're not going to be able, if I try to stop and hold it on that target, that's what's going to happen. So you want to start at the top, come all the way down, boom. So see, whenever you start up high like that and you come down, boom. Was I hitting it or not? So we're going to go live and we will see if I can actually hit one at 100 yards. All right, so now what we're going to do is try this live with some real ammunition and see if I can actually get on target and just go through everything that we just talked about. Above the target, start working your way down. That's what we were looking for. And I'll be honest with you, doing this lot, doing the dry fire ahead of time, not that I'm making excuses like Mac does just because he had a little bicep, a little bicep surgery, you know. My shoulder's getting a little worn out here. I think Mac's wearing off on me, y'all. All right, let's see. We got one hit. Let's see if we can get 2 here. Again, just the same thing, above the target. Start working your way down. There we go. All right, so we've got a couple of hits. We're going to try, push our luck, see if we can get that third one. I think it was right, it was the left side of it. Okay. There we go. Here's the last bullet. Let's see if we can make this one count. Nope. All right, so there's 3 hits for you. So we always utilize this one as a last option. Sometimes the animal just pops up right in front of you and you've just got to be prepared. So one, make sure that your scope is on its lowest magnification. Obviously make sure that you're locked and loaded as long as your guide, if you're hunting with a guide, is cool with it whenever you're walking around. And then try those techniques that we just taught you. Make sure that you've got that proper stance. Get that buttstock in that pocket right here in your shoulder. And then just have that proper stance. Start from the top, work your way down right over the vitals, squeeze one off, and we'll see you all on the next video.